What's up everybody, my name is Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a new manga by a new publishing company called Cagaster. Now, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So, a couple things before we actually end up getting into the review. First, I have been gone for a week, yes, just in case anybody was wondering. I just decided to take a break. I was doing it for almost a year. This should be a year in the month of August. I may be able to give or take a couple weeks or whatever. Basically, a full year. I just wanted to take 1 week off, give myself a little relaxing time before school started up again. So, I'm back. I'm going to keep making videos. Just wanted to take a little break. And also, with this is going to be coming out on August 18th digitally, if you want to check this out. The physical volumes are at a different time. I believe they're just delayed because of Corona at the moment. So, go check that out if you want to do this. It will be in the link in the description to go check it out. And I also did get this as a review copy from Ablaze Publishing, so I just want to keep that out there so everyone knows I did get that. But all the opinions and things I'm about to state in this video is my own. I was not told to say anything specifically good or bad about it, so I'm going to keep all my opinions exactly how I think it should be. So let's get into the story. So this is set on Earth in the future. Now, there is a disease that is rampant across all the entire population and entire Earth that turns people into these monster bugs. No one knows how it happens. No one knows how to stop it. All we know is that you're able to get it, and once you get it, you are screwed. You're going to turn into a man-eating bug, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So what happens is, in this distant future, the world has been taken over by these bugs. It has basically destroyed humanity, and there's only a few little places that are left for humanity. Now, this might sound a little bit like Attack on Titans, but a lot of the similarities end in there, because I'm going to get into that later besides the whole end of the world and last stronghold thing, and I'll get into that. So this story actually follows Kiddo, an exterminator, which is someone who specializes in killing these bugs. Now, we go out on an expedition with him one day, and what happens when he's going up to the Cagaster, which is actually what these bugs create in like big cities, which is kind of like a beehive. They operate a lot like bees, where they all live in that kind of thing. So he's all going there to exterminate it, but before he ends up getting to the actual Cagaster, he ends up seeing a guy in a car, bloodied, still breathing, and he goes up to try to see what's wrong with him, if they could save him or whatever. So he's unsavable. They figured he's already been stabbed by a bug, so he's dead. He's screwed. He's gone. But what happens is he's actually dead, and then he tells them that the person to the left of them is their daughter, and that they want them to find her mom. Now, Ellie is the daughter, and she is actually alive, and she survives. So they take her away, and then she has to cope with her dad dying, and then we get the rest of the story set up. Now, let's get into the characters. So we have Kiddo, who is like this darker, mysterious character. He has some dark past that we don't really know about. So we find out that Kiddo is from the Far East, which is rumored to be like really dangerous, or they're really, really good at killing bugs, and they're on another level, and people don't really know what's all that about, and he seems to have a dark past. He's a darker, mysterious kind of character, and he's cool. There's a lot to learn about him. We haven't gotten his backstory. We get a glimpse and like little hints about it throughout Volume 1. And then we have our other character, Ellie, who is a younger girl when she wakes up in this new world, because she's from the it's like, they're like divided into sections like E-whatever, so she was like from EA, not EA, it's like E4 or something like that. So she's basically from like the boondocks is what they call it. She's a country girl. She doesn't know about like electronics, what the big city's like, which is where she gets transferred to. So we follow her trying to cope with her dad dying and then moving to a new city and this new world that she's never ever experienced before. And we get to see kind of the destruction that the bugs have laid throughout the entire city. Volume 1 had a lot of world building, and I really, really enjoyed that. It was very nice to have. I want to know how the world works, get to see the destruction, the wastelands that these bugs have created, the catastrophe that's around there. It really made the world feel like a future dystopian thing that could actually happen if bugs come out. All the side characters in here are also really well done. I like the side characters. They're not too dynamic, they're not too crazy, they're not really well explored or anything like that, but they're nice, they're likable, they're not really annoying side characters like you have something like Sakura where everybody really hates her and she really does nothing. These guys, I wouldn't say they have a huge influence, but they have a little bit of more helping progress these characters by talking to them in discussions in their own ways that they do it, because the story is very much centered on Kiddo and Ellie and Kiddo's past. Finding Ellie's mother is kind of the end game of it, and the interesting part about this being in a dystopian future with all these bugs and stuff, it doesn't really work like I said, how it's different from Attack on Titan. I don't think that it's going to end with all the bugs getting destroyed. I don't know how it's going to end with like the actual thing. It's 6 volumes in total. It is complete in Japan, but it's coming out obviously now, so Anyway, I'm extremely interested to see how this actually ends because I don't see it being like the bugs getting destroyed. They might happen, it could be a possibility, but it's never really talked about how the bugs are going to be destroyed, how it's somebody's goal, somebody's focus. It's never really talked about at all in Volume 1, so it makes me think that maybe the bugs will continue on and it's not a story about destroying this world, like this world-ending bug or restarting humanity. It's about what this destruction causes, how it affects humans, what affects society, all these different things about that. It really focuses on more like how humans react in times of terror and trouble, which I very much liked. It was very different from something like Attack on Titan, which was about, you know, destroying that. Not to say Attack on Titan didn't have that other kind of stuff with politics and all that, but it wasn't focused on just destroying these things and putting all the blame on that. It was about how humans react in the situation, what their lives are like, what they're doing, what the destruction has caused, just everybody's life in that kind of a sense, and I very much enjoyed that. So the one thing that I would say is the biggest crutch in this series, or the worst part about this series, is the art. I do like the art, but there are times where it comes off very plain and not the best. That's really my only problem with it. The art never is bad, but there's some times where I'm just like not too blown away with it. I'm kind of disappointed with how maybe too much white on it and there's not enough detail in the either like city buildings or something like that. It's very sketchy, which works with the world. I like that because it adds a darker, eerie kind of tone to it with all this mysterious stuff that's going on and other people that are involved inside the world and what Kiddo and Ellie are currently going through at this moment. So I like the sketchiness of it, but like I said, it also is kind of a drawback at certain times. And I believe this is also the creators' first ever series they worked on, so I can give it a pass on the art not being the best because the story is good, it's engaging, I like the characters, I like where it's going to go and the potential of where it's going to go, and also the fact that I don't really know how it's going to end, what the real endgame is, what Ellie's mother has to do with the story, because there's no way they're going to see Ellie's mother with no previous, like, knowledge of her mother, because she didn't know her mother was alive until they journeyed out to go for her. So there's a reason that her mother was getting introduced, and I'm really interested to see what that reason is and how she implements herself into the story, when we'll find her, who she really is, and how this affects the world overall. I'm excited to see more of how Kiddo's past, what it is, his weird, mysterious part that's going on about him, and it's not like a dark, mysterious character hasn't been done before, but I do like them, and I do like how he's portrayed. He's like, you know, the dark softy. He seems hard on the outside, but he's really soft on the inside, and he cares, and it seems like something has scarred him to where he's not the person he once was, or some major event changed him as a person. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I'm excited to see where the series goes. I really enjoy the world building. If you like your world building, you will like this manga because it does a good job of setting up the world, setting up districts, setting up economy, setting up like a cast. I wouldn't say a cast, but like different people's stages in life, from merchants to orphans and like all this kind of things that a bug apocalyptic world would have. So it's very good. I would recommend you getting it. Check it out on digital. My skateboard fell over. Anyway, I definitely recommend it if you like your horror apocalyptic settings that does not actually focus on huge over-the-top fights, because that is one of the best parts about this, in my opinion, is that it's not about these huge over-the-top fights. It is a lot of just these characters doing what they can, trying to survive. There are fights in here, but nothing's gotten too, like, you know, big shonen aspect kind of style, Meliodas versus whoever. I don't want to say it for spoilers, but that kind of a situation is a lot more low-key, realistic scenario for this kind of a world. And I would 100% recommend it. It's dark. It's got a darker tone, but it doesn't say depressingly dark. Ellie is a very nice character. I like how she's going to go. Hopefully she will get more dynamic as time goes on. But with the end of Volume 1, it seems that she's going to have some growth within her. And I hope we get to see Kiddo's past and him for change a little bit more too. Because again, both these characters are a bit one-sided, but there's a lot of room that they had to grow. And it shows that they will grow. And I like that. And obviously in Volume 1, if you had them do all that stuff right at the beginning, it's not going to be really good down the road because you're not going to have anything to look forward to. But anyway, I would recommend this. So far from Volume 1, I'm going to give it a 7.5, with the art being the biggest complaint that I have about it. But then again, like I said, it's still enjoyable. And without further ado, thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel that I deserved it. And as always, I'll see you in another video.